nods and begins addressing himself. With his shaking hands, Zandahrell notices and drapes his own clothes over the rock nearby. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Sickbear. Welcome back to another playthrough. We're going to be playing Eternal Endeavor. But before I get started, the reason why I chose this today is because recently I've learned that Daisy is not doing too well and happens to be one of the creators on Wolfbite. So they're actually doing donations, for treatments, and I want to help out. So it'd be cool if you guys do as well. I'll go and leave a link down below that you guys are more than welcome to donate yourselves. I'm looking forward to checking this demo out, especially with you guys. Let's get into it. The game is intended for anyone 18 and older. I may have to, exclude some of this, but I'll go ahead and just check it out, man. We'll see. If anything, I know I'm learning how to blur better. There are those who abuse the strength of another and impose their rule upon the unwilling, doing not more than to further their own thirst for fortune and power. However, there are still those who would use the same strength, less heinous reason. A wolf Lairen stands at the entrance to the cave and has been home for the last several days. While heavy rain keeps his travels halted, the rain finally stops, and the timing cannot be more perfect. Food supplies are running low, and it's time to go out to forage for more. Finally, it's been raining almost non-stop for 3 days now. Are you ready, Zandahrell? You can head to the river and catch some fish, and see what I can forage from around the forest. If I'm lucky, I'll find some mushrooms to make fish and mushroom skewers for dinner tonight. Or maybe I'll find some fresh fruit to go along with it. Of course, Master Lairen. From behind, the Thyre approaches another much taller being. He is of a race that is far less common to see in the mortal realm. He is a Lavidit. I don't know what that is. Aside from the unnatural build of his body, the telltale sign that he is Lavid are his eyes, and red pupil and black eyeball are the dead giveaway. Lairen, Zandahrell, please, we've been over this. You don't have to call me master anymore. You're no, you have to call me master. You are more to me than just a contracted. You are my friend. Just call me my first. Just call me my first name. Ah, forgive me, Lairen. It is a hard habit to get rid of. It'll be a habit not to call me master before too much longer. Now, go on and fetch the fish. I'll meet you back here before nightfall. Of course. Oh, he's safe. No need to worry. I'll be fine. Zandahrell exits the cave with a fishing rod and disappears into the trees to the left of the cave. Now, where should I search for food? Along the riverbank. Yeah, I would say along the river, dude. Fish. I'm pescatarian. Why not? I'll go check along the riverbank to see what I can find there. There's a path running between the mountain, wall and forest that leads straight to the riverbank. The water from the river is high, and it was when he first passed by. The water is moving dangerously fast. Various bushes and trees line the edge of the water, possibly hiding sources of food. Zandahrell is near the water's edge, with the scales. Wait, what? The scales spread across her face while he fishes. Nice. I want to check more of the water, dude. Let's see if we can find anything to eat around here. It searches the area around the water's edge for signs of the kind of food he can grab. As he pushes through some bushes near the water, the ground gives way beneath him. Sucks. Roll 10 or more for success. That sucks. What? I didn't know. I never played Dungeons and Dragons before. This is a first for me. He reaches down and grabs a nearby bush, but he misses, and he pulled down into the water. Clutches at the mud of the dirt to keep river right, and he tries desperately to keep himself from getting washed away from the water. Damn it. Here's a call of the spot. Lairen is struggling to put himself on the water. He throws a fish rod aside and rushes over to help pull Lairen up to safety. Are you okay? No, dude, not. Yes, I'm okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. Who knows where I would have ended if you were nearby. Please be careful. If anything happens to you. Okay. I know. I'm sorry. I'll be more careful. Yeah, continue. The water from the river is higher than... Okay, so we're going to repeat this real quick. Let's search through the trees, alright? Let's see what I can find around the trees here. Searches the forest. Okay, cool. He spots an old log and goes to check it for mushrooms. But he finds a snake instead. I'm not having a good day. Ignore it. Yeah, dude, don't mess with the snake. I see nothing to know. It's a snub-nosed snake. They're harmless. It won't bother me, as long as it don't bother it. There you go. Ignore the snake, continue to search for food. Yeah, continue. The water from the river is higher than it was when you first passed by, and the water is moving dangerously fast. Okay, I feel like we've been here before. Let's talk to him real quick. See if he's got anything to tell us. Any bites yet? Nothing. Because of how hard the river runs right now, it's difficult to tell when the fish bites. If you don't manage to catch anything, it'll be alright. Perhaps we can catch a rabbit or find a deer. Okay. We might have better luck with that way, but I will try for a while longer. How has your luck been so far? Haven't any luck. Yeah, either, but I'll keep looking. As long as we have enough for you to eat, I shall be fine. I'll make you sure you have food too. My friend, anything I will find, anything I find will be for both of us. Or for both of us? You're most kind, Lairen. But me, please, you don't have to worry about me. Nonsense. I won't sit by and eat while you are hungry. I'm sure I'll find more food somewhere. I shall continue fishing for a while longer then. Okay. Alright. Just to repeat again. Let's go back to the cave. The cave exits directly into the forest, and the thick, lush branches of the trees above make the forest floor dark beyond, while little light gets a flitter through the leaves. Everything is soaked thanks to the rain, but it leaves an air filled with pleasant, earthy scents. Forestry area. Let me see if I can find anything new around here. Okay. Well, 5 or more. Yeah! Sweet. Hell yeah. So we definitely found something, right? He spent some time looking around the area and managed to find a bush covered in edible berries. This will make a nice snack, but isn't enough for a meal. A shellac around another area. Oh, shellac. Berries have inventory. Sweets. The cave exits directly into the forest and thick. Okay. It's getting. That's me do another thing. We'll check the riverbank. Okay. I feel like I can now do the water because I had luck with that last play. Let's try again. This whole thing just changed on me. Sorry. Brian is about to move on. He spots familiar plant not far from the water. They are nearly hidden beneath the leaves of low-hanging tree branch. Those are water tubers. Using a hunting knife, Lairen underneath a few plants with this-sized bulbs attached to them. These will get us used for a couple of meals. Keep looking to see what else I can find. That's cool. Water tuber plants. Add to inventory. Is that a real thing? Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. Check deeper in the forest, man. I guess I'm just hunting today, dude. I don't know what else to do. I think I might need to travel deeper into the forest to find more food. I still want to find mushrooms in the caves and catch some fish. Now Lairen travels deeper in the forest to hunt for food. Little light shines through the leaves above the wet ground and absorbs the sound of footsteps. Okay, frogs, birds, and crickets create a soothing scenery as they remain undisturbed in the damp forest. Forest area. The dim light, wet ground of the forest makes for a perfect place for mushrooms to grow. I bet you'll find something in no time. Lauren finds a fallen tree after a few minutes of wandering along instead, but it appears to only have been uprooted recently. He follows the tree trunk to the base, and his eyes light up when he sees a prize growing in the lit spot near the base. There! A bright yellow mushroom grows from the tree, there enough there that it would get eaten if it was all harvested at once. I only take enough for dinner. Tonight I'll keep the path in mind and come back tomorrow to get more before we leave. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let it keep growing. Shoot. It takes some time and delicate cutting to harvest a mushroom. Lauren gets several large pieces for himself. Okay. Sunburst mushrooms add to the inventory. I think I have enough food even if Zandahrell doesn't catch any fish. I'll head back to the cave. We'll have a nice dinner tonight. Continue. I'm doing pretty good, guys. All right. With dinner in his bag, Lauren heads back to the direction of the caves as a loud crash of thunder echoes over him. Oh. The light coming through the dims quickly, making it more difficult to trek through the forest. A cold breeze rolls through the trees, and it seems to bring more rain along with it as the sound of water droplets crashing into the leaves fills the air. I'm going to be soaked before I get back. I'm having a harder time finding my way now. Lauren chugs on the rain, as the rain runs through the leaves of the trees, quickly soaking through his clothes and fur. Okay. The cold settles in quickly, since he's still wet from the fall into the river earlier. The breeze picks up in a strong wind, and the trees sway to a fore wildly, letting even more rain fall onto Lauren. He tries to pick up his pace, but a sudden explosion nearby sends him flying to the ground. Splinters are sent in all directions, and a tree nearby is struck by lightning. What is happening, dude? I should have left the mushrooms. The noise leaves him dazed and disoriented as he pushes himself up onto his knees. It's just enough time for him to look over and see a cherry tree fall in his direction. Ooh, his wrist. Oh, okay. Oof. Yeah. Lauren digs his feet into the ground and lunges forward before the tree lands on him. The tree crushes at the ground behind him, and he is left uninjured. Hey, that was a close call, dude. And he's, phew. Drags himself off into the ground and catches his breath against a tree. Another crash of thunder tears through the air. Flashes of lightning up in everything for only an instant, but it happens over and over. The storm is getting worse. I need to hurry back to the cave. Lauren, where are you? Voice bombs over the noise of the storm, and Lauren sees a bright glow of the direction he's heading. Over here, Zandahrell. The sound of his voice is the last to the howling storm, so he hurries towards the light. Lauren picks his way through the underbrush, and he sees the light is made by Zandahrell's magic illuminating his hands with fire. Follow my voice. The voice booms louder now, amplified even more the first time as Lauren gets closer. Okay, there you are. Extinguishes flames and rushes over to Lauren to help Lairen out of the trees and into the cave as the rain pelts them. Both of them are drenched, but Lauren is soaked to his core and starts to shiver as he gets out of the rain. I know where this is going, guys. Come on. A fire is already going, and he guides it immediately. I am glad you're safe. I heard an explosion, and I got worried. A tree was struck by lightning right next to me, and it nearly fell on me after. I'm okay though, just cold. Everything on you is soaked. We need to get you out of your wet clothes so we can get you. That's right. What about you? I will take my clothes off to dry as well, but You are worse off than I am right now. He nods and begins addressing himself. With his shaking hands, Zandahrell notices and drapes his own clothes over the rock nearby. Let me help you, Master Lairen. You would never get anything off with your hands shaking like that. But thank you. With Zandahrell's help, Lairen strips off all his clothes and they are laid on near the fire and dry after the water is squeezed from them. Zandahrell sets his hands ablaze with his magical fire and stands behind Lairen, using the heat to help warm the fire. His shivering slows to the occasional tremble soon after. Okay. That's much better. Thank you. I'm lucky to have you here with me, or I would end up getting sick from a cold. You would. You can be quite reckless at times. You can't blame me for what happened with the weather, though. That was bad luck. True. But there are plenty of other times you could be more careful. I'm plenty careful. What about you falling into the river today? That's because the river ended the... Or when you slid into the raven because you wanted a flower. It was a rare flower I needed for a potion, and it cost more than I like to pay. Then there was a flame new that set your pants on fire because you wanted to pay. I'm curious to see how warm it felt. And I seem to recall you climbing and falling from a tree while trying to get behind. Dude, what's wrong with me? What the heck? I wanted honey for our tea. Okay, he's got a fair point. Yeah. I suppose it could be a little reckless at times. A little. I'm honestly surprised you have lived as long as you have, but I'm glad you have. Oh, that's nice. Flames go out again, and he leans forward against Lairen's back, using residual heat on his hands to warm the Lairen's chest. Yeah, I might have to cut this out, guys. I would not be here to experience the amazing things your realm has to offer otherwise. Lairen rests his hands on top of Zandahrell's, whatever, and leans back. Hey, I'm glad I survived long enough to bring you here, my friend. And I don't know what I would do without you. My life has been filled with so much joy, having a companion to travel with. I couldn't be happier. Nor could I be. They remain against each other until Lairen's fur feels mostly dry. Then his ears perk up. Oh my. Time in the forest parade. Fruitful at last. What? Did you know? You found something to show. Okay, a monster. Okay. I did. I found the most magnificent sunburst mushroom. Okay. Sunburst mushroom. I don't think I've had that one yet. I don't think so either. I haven't seen one in a while, but I found a whole cluster of them while I was in the forest. Did you manage to catch any fish? I took some time, but I did catch a couple large ones. Perfect. Well, skewer them with the mushrooms and roast them for dinner. If you like, we can get more of them tomorrow, as long as the weather clears up. I shall prepare the fish then, and I'll prepare the mushrooms. It's cool. Together, the two of them prepare dinner while a storm rages outside. Zandahrell cleans the fish, and Lairen prepares what food he has foraged. Do you think you can teach me a spell that repels water? I could. A simple magical barrier would be more than enough. I think I would repel everything that comes onto contact with it, including rain. That's what you should teach me next. It's something a bit more practical than throwing a fireball. And it would benefit you to know a few defensive spells with how much trouble you get into. Exactly. In that case, I will start teaching you tomorrow while we are traveling. Using magic to create a barrier is simple enough, but it will take work for you to master controlling its size and shape, and it's easy to make it too big and exhaust yourself quickly. You seem to have some grasp on managing such concepts already, so perhaps it will come more naturally to you. It's because I have the best teacher in all of Lorthal. No, I don't dare say I have the best teacher in all of Telstar's even. That is probably true. We allow our most proficient magic existence outside of its gods. I doubt any mortal alive can match us. And again, that is not to say I make a good teacher. Some things are difficult to explain to one of the little magical aptitude. Well, you've done a splendid job. I've learned so much since you've been with me. My magical affinity has improved thanks to your training. Before too long, I've been able to cast spells as you can. I do not think that will be possible in your lifetime, but you can certainly try. Okay. The story calms somewhat while the dinner cooks, drying down to nothing more than heavy rain, and the smell of cooked fish and mushrooms fill the cave. Lauren offers Zandahrell a first skewer and waits for him to taste the mushroom before eating his own. I can see why you like this mushroom. The flavor is robust and it complements the fishing nicely. I like it. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Is there anything in Darshvek that tastes like this? Darshvek? What is it? I do not think I've ever tasted anything like this in Darshvek. The closest thing that might be plant we grow and is similar in your potatoes. We call them Malkas. Malkas? How interesting. When he puts his skewer aside and goes to rummage through his things and pull out a book quill and ink. Recording that too. Of course, anything you tell me about I record, and I should record everything that happened today as well. I can't wait until you are done eating. Okay. Lauren, are you listening to what I'm saying? Did I spell this right? Lauren, please. What does he want to do? Learning his food or counting the day with Zandahrell, writing down every detail he can think of. The book he writes is filled with pages upon pages filled with what he has written. When do I get to read your book? You want to read this? I do. I see things from your perspective would be delight. I don't know how interesting what I've written is. It's basically just a journal about things I've seen and done. You have been writing since before you summoned me here, right? I've been. It's not been my first book. My pack has a couple more in it, and I have left other books with the Traversy libraries, and I can make copies of them. They're interesting in all sorts of information, whether it's interesting or not. I did not know you have written so many. Have you written about me any? Of course I have written quite a bit about you. This particular book mentions you on every page. I started it the day I summoned you. I see. Will you let me read it one day? Perhaps when the pages are full, I have quite a few pages left to go. I'll let you read it before the travelers copy it. Okay? Can I read your other ones? You really want to read one, don't you? I do, but I will not press it on if you don't want me to see it. The only one you can't read is the one I'm working on. Well, I guess the ones the libraries have. He fetches out the book from his pack, hands over to Zandahrell, who takes it from him, and looks over the almost cave. That one I wrote before the one I'm working on now. It goes through everything I went through leading up to summon you. And I can read it. You can't. It's probably one of the most interesting ones I've written. As the ordeal I went through to summon you was not an easy one. Okay? Thank you, Lairen. You have told me about it. But if you wrote this as it was happening, I can imagine there might be details you did not tell me about. Oh, I'm sure you read plenty of the things you have never heard from me before. What I write tends to be more detailed than what I tell, as the events are fresher and the time of writing. He opens the book and starts reading through the first few pages. He is quiet and his eyes look scan over the lines and lines of text. Do you write everything you do? This is far more detailed than I would have expected. I try to be as detailed as possible, yes. Even with me. Yes, even with you. I even drew a picture of you in the current one. You drew me? I suppose I can show you this. Opens a book and shows all the pages, a rough drawing on it, and takes the book to admire it. And that's where I'm gonna end it. Sorry guys. Hello. Let me see if I can say this real quick. I can't. Alright, sweet. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for 650 subscribers now. Completely insane. I'm very excited about it. I always say that. I'm just happy. Thank you guys for watching. And again, please help out Daisy if you can. It'll be very cool if y'all do. Big Wolf. See you guys soon. Later. Bye.